Well, hello. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everybody. Now, today I'm bringing you a movie that I just watched for the very first time. And this is a movie that's been around for, 30 years now. I just never got around to seeing this. This is Disney's The Santa Claus. The Santa Claus, starring Tim Allen. Most of you out there have probably seen this as one of the most popular Christmas movies of the 90s, certainly. But I ain't never been a really big Tim Allen fan, and I was in my 20s when this came out in 1994. Well, let's clear the air here. I don't hate Tim Allen or anything like that. I just never really found him all that funny. I never liked Home Improvement. I thought the other guy was funnier than Tim Allen. But I never really latched onto that show. I know he was Buzz Lightyear, but he could be voiced by anybody, really. Yeah, and then there's the odd movie here and there that I've seen with Tim Allen, like Galaxy Quest. I thought it was pretty funny, and he was pretty good in that. But overall, I think his jokes are so lame. They're kind of asshole-ish, you know? Not too bad, but, I mean, he's no Jim Gaffigan. I mean, he's not squeaky clean like that. But he is, he's clean enough for Disney, right? And this movie, being about Santa Claus and being a family movie, they're going to tone down a little bit of this humor in here, but not too much. They want to, want to have something for the adults. Now, I watched this on VHS. A friend was giving them away to the thrift store, and I was like, it turns out I already had a copy, but I didn't know I did, so I asked them if I could grab this, because I realized I'd never actually seen it. Gotta say I was a little surprised by the Santa Claus. As a matter of fact, I quite liked it. I shocked myself. Now, being on a Disney VHS tape, of course it's gonna have those previews at the beginning, right? There's always a commercial for Disneyland. Advertising Take the Family to Disneyland. And then there's like a preview for Toy Story in the theater. So this actually came out before Toy Story, which I also wasn't aware of. Then there's like a Pocahontas on home video ad. And then weirdly there's like a Tim Allen book, like a novel or a bio or whatever. They're advertising it on this kid's videotape. Now, I haven't really seen much of it, but I kind of assume that Tim Allen's like old stand-up stuff is probably not really suitable for kids, and I wonder if the book is written for adults or written for everybody. I mean, kids aren't going to run out and buy the Tim Allen book, are they? Or at least you shouldn't encourage them to, because it's probably a little racy for your average Disney fan. Anyway, all that aside, the movie starts off with, of course, Tim Allen is like the divorced dad, and he has custody of his kid over Christmas Eve. Kid is going to wake up Christmas morning at his dad's house. So yeah, he's divorced dad, and he's kind of a little bit of a jerk. Yeah, anyway, so he has a kid overnight for Christmas Eve. Santa comes up knocking, or, stomping around on the rooftop, I guess. Tim Allen and his son hear this, and they go out to the front door to investigate and look up on the roof, and sure enough, there's a guy dressed as Santa Claus walking on the roof. Tim Allen yells at him and scares him and startles the guy, and the guy falls off the roof, hits the ground, and dies. A weird way to start a Santa Claus movie. So he picks up this card from the suit, the Santa suit, which, as soon as he takes the card, the body dissipates and the suit is just left there. So it says that you gotta wear the suit now, you're the new Santa Claus, and he's like, he doesn't believe it, but his kid convinces him to do it, so he puts on the Santa Claus suit and they climb a ladder up to the roof, and there's reindeer waiting up there, and they become Santa Claus, and Tim Allen and his son deliver presents all over the world. And then they end up at the North Pole at the end of that. Tim Allen still thinks he's like hallucinating, he's in a dream or something like that, and that it never actually happened. But they meet the elves, and particularly the annoying elf called Bernard, who's like the lead elf or something, which I think is just an idiot. Yeah, and they get told the whole legend of Santa Claus and the Santa Claus. So they get back to the real world, and nobody believes them. Or rather, the son is telling all of his friends, and he tells people at school, but that his dad is new Santa Claus, and they went on this adventure on Christmas Eve, and nobody believes him. They all think he's crazy, and the kid has to go see a therapist, and like gets into trouble, and everybody thinks he's lying. And Tim Allen is also in denial. He doesn't think that it actually happened until it gets a little closer to Christmas time later that year, and he starts to gain weight, and he grows the hair and the beard. Basically looks like Santa Claus by the time Christmas Eve rolls around, and he accepts his fate, and it's like, okay, I am going to be Santa Claus, and deliver presents all over the world. But everybody's trying to stop them, and like he apparently abducts his son on Christmas Eve. So the cops come after him, and they manage to catch him, and they throw him in jail, and then elves got to break him out. And anyway, I just told you the whole movie there, so that's all you really need to know. I wouldn't say it's particularly funny. There is some good jokes in there, wholesome, clean jokes for the kids. There's a couple of like off-the-cuff one-liners, it seems like, that I don't think are really appropriate for a kids movie. I'm not going to give you any examples because, I'm not a prude or anything, but little kids might be asking questions about certain things. But overall, I think all that kind of stuff is harmless. But what this movie did have was heart. Of course it had heart. It's about Santa Claus. It's about believing in something and wanting to be a part of something greater than yourself, and blah, blah, blah. It's very inspirational. It's very emotional, and there's a crap ton of Disney sad music in there and seasonal sort of thing, and hit me right in the feels, man. That's what Disney does best. Or at least in the 90s they did it best. I don't know about now. But yeah, it kind of won me over. It's definitely not my favorite Christmas movie of the last 30 years, but it snuck up on me, and it shocked me. I enjoyed it way more than I thought I was going to, and I guess I've turned a corner on Tim Allen. I guess I kind of like him a little more than I thought. This movie made me warm up to him a little bit. So I am going to give The Santa Claus 1994 a B. Almost a B+, but nah. Because there were a couple of things in there that I saw him coming a mile away. Super predictable. There's a couple of eye rolls in there that I was like, oh yeah, okay. But overall, I think it balanced out to be a good solid Disney movie. It's going to be perfect for the kids, especially if your kids might still actually believe in Santa Claus. This might be a good one to show them, or a good one to show them at that time when you're not sure whether they still believe in Santa Claus or not. Like when they're like 7 or 8, or I don't know. I don't know if any kids believe in Santa Claus anymore, but if you do want your kids to believe in Santa Claus, maybe you should show them this. I might explain a few of the inconsistencies in the lore. I think overall, yeah, Tim Allen in Disney's The Santa Claus gets a B. Well, thanks once again for visiting, stopping by at Xmas AF here on Andy Boy Comics and Toys. This time of year, it's important to remember, just be good to everybody, be good to others, and allow them to be good to you as well. Hope everybody out there has a safe and happy holiday, and we will see you next time. Have a good one, everybody.